Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Javon Taylor, your one-stop shop for everything lifestyle, tech, fashion, and the such. Thank you for visiting my channel to watch this video. In today's video, I want to go over some of the gifts I got for Christmas 2024. I know what you're thinking. It's February. Why are you making this video now? You're correct. At the time of shooting this, it is February 13th, but some of the creators I've been watching lately have said it's not about when you put out the content, it's just about making the content. So in the vein of that and in the spirit of that, I'm finally making the video that I've been meaning to make for nearly 2 months now. So I have a few things that I want to show you guys and a couple of unboxings I will do. So let's get started. Okay, so first up will be some of the things that I gifted to myself, selfishly. I don't typically buy myself gifts, but these things were some things that I definitely needed, and some things that I definitely wanted. So I decided to treat myself after what was a good but slightly chaotic year. So 2024, thankful for the lessons. All in all, was a very good year. So I wanted to treat myself a little bit. So the first thing that I will show you is the Sonos Ace over-the-head earphones. I bought these because when I travel, especially like internationally, whenever I'm on a plane, I usually use my AirPods Pro. And quite as it's kept, I hate those little earphones. And I've always been more partial to over-the-head headphones, over-the-ear headphones, sorry. And the reason being because they're a bit more comfortable, have more cushion, and you have better isolation in terms of noise cancellation, and sound integrity is typically better. I had been wanting a pair of over-the-ear headphones for a while. I've been without them for a while, and I've been using the in-ear earphones, and it just wasn't working. So I'd been doing my research, figuring out which over-the-ear headphones I wanted. So these definitely weren't just the only ones that I looked at. I also looked at competitors such as the AirPods Max, the Sony XM5s. I even looked at some Beats Studios, but there were issues with each of those, which led me not to get them. For the AirPods Max, everybody in the Grand Mammy has one. Even at my gym in the last week alone, I have counted like 23 distinct AirPods Max. So everybody has a pair of AirPods Max. And I'm someone who likes to be a little bit different. I don't like to have the same things that everybody has, which is ironic because I have an iPhone, but that's neither here nor there. But I like to be a little bit different in terms of the things that I use, and the things that I like to employ in my daily life. So AirPods Max were definitely out. For the Beats Studios, I actually have a friend who has a pair of Beats Studios, but I don't know, just the feel of them. I am a historic Beats product user, so I had the very first pair of Beats Solos when they came out. I had a pair of wired in-ear earphones, and my latest product was the first gen Beats Powerbeats Pro. And for all of the products I have had from Beats, it's about 3 or 4 products over the years, I feel like the quality was always lacking. I don't know why, but my Solos, the headband part started coming apart. My wired in-ear earphones stopped working randomly. And my Beats Powerbeats Pro literally just stopped working, which is a segue into the next product that I'm going to show you that I bought myself. But I have not had great success with the quality of Beats. So the Beats studios were immediately out in terms of over-the-ear headphones that I was looking at. And then lastly, the Sony XM5s, which were very good in terms of audio quality and audio fidelity, but I wanted something a bit more special. The Sonys are a little bit utilitarian in their design, and they just leave little to be desired. They're not a design or a form factor that really draws me in. So the Sonys, although very good in terms of audio quality and very lauded in terms of reviews from other tech reviewers, they just weren't something that I was interested in. So that led me here to the Sonos Ace, which is Sonos's first pair of headphones. They are known for home audio systems and home audio speakers. So they've just felt like a natural progression for them to get into headphones. I actually tried these out in Best Buy before buying them, and I absolutely love them. And, you know, with Sonos being a home speaker company by trade, I'm actually in the Sonos ecosystem, so it just makes sense for me to have these as well. And I'm not kidding about being in the Sonos ecosystem. Let me actually show you how many Sonoses I have in my house. Okay, so in terms of Sonos home speakers, I have one Sonos Play 5 in my family room area. I have two Sonos Move 2s also in my family room areas to kind of create a surround sound system type makeup. A little bit of low light conditions now, but in my room I have another Sonos Play 5. And lastly, in my game room area, I have a Sonos Arc soundbar. And if I'm being honest, for my game room area, there are more Sonos products that I'm planning to get, including a sub and 2 more stand-up speakers to build in the surround sound system makeup here in the game room. So yeah, very ingrained and entrenched in the Sonos ecosystem. So the Sonos Ace just made sense for me to get, especially after I tested them and the fidelity was really good, and I really liked the noise cancellation on those. Probably the best noise cancellation in terms of over-the-ear headphones that I've experienced. Okay, so those are the Sonos Ace over-the-ear headphones. I actually got them on a little bit of a discount. Funny enough, I meant to order them like the day of Christmas for myself, because I saw they were on discount for $100 off at Best Buy, but I forgot, and we were having a family event at my aunt's house, so I completely forgot to order them. So I woke up on the day after Christmas and I tried to order them from Best Buy, and unfortunately they were back at regular retail, which is $449, about $450 before tax. And I was truly hurt. I really wanted that $100 discount. So I scoured the internet and I found them on Walmart, unfortunately, for the $100 discount. So I actually did get them on a $100 discount, so $100 off. So I paid $349 before tax. And honestly, at that price point, they are pretty unbeatable. I truly am happy with the price point that I was able to execute and procure these headphones at. So I'm super excited to give them a try, and I will do a little bit of an unboxing later so you guys can see what comes in the package and how Sonos presents them to the consumers. Now the next gift that I ended up buying myself, actually I did not end up buying them around Christmas. It actually came a little bit later, because another pair of earphones decided to die. So as I previously mentioned, I have been in and around the Beats ecosystem for a very long time, and one of the latest products that I have from Beats were the Gen 1 Beats Powerbeats Pro. And unfortunately, one day, I was coming back from the gym. Those were my gym headphones for the longest. I've had them for a very long time. But I was coming back into my house from the gym and I ended up dropping them. Not thinking anything of them, I put them back in their charging case, went to the gym the next day, and my Beats weren't working, which was insane. Like, how do you work out without earphones? Like, I was just raw dogging natural air and listening to gym music. It was a very sad, cheerless day that day, so I did my workout without earphones. So that precipitated the need for me to get a replacement pair of earphones. Um, but I knew from my experience with the quality of other Beats products, aside from the Power Beats Pro, those are actually very good, and the only bad thing is that they don't seem durable and shock proof, which I feel like earphones should be. But I'm not a product manager, so whatever. But just knowing the quality of the Beats products from products that I've owned in the past, I knew I didn't want to get another pair of Beats. Um, and I wanted a new pair of earphones. Um, so I ended up getting these, which are the Bose Ultra Open Ear earbuds. Instead of being earphones that you push into your ear channel, they kind of just rest in this area right here. So it's a bit more open concept. You can hear a bit more ambient noise, so you're more aware, and you're not running the risk of damaging your eardrums from having loud music directly into your eardrum channel. And I really like that concept. So funny enough, I didn't really consider any other earbuds for myself. I know very recently the Gen 2 Beats Power Beats Pro 2 just came out. But again, even with all the updates, I still don't think it would have been something I considered. I will say these, I realized I just showed you the back of the box and not the actual front. These were actually kind of slightly targeted towards me. I'd been seeing commercials for this product. Let me adjust the camera a little bit. I had been seeing commercials for these earphones for a while, and then I started getting the online ads for them. So I started doing my research just to see what they were like, and I really gravitated towards this notion. That was falling. So I started really gravitating towards this notion of having an open earbud, because as I get older, I just want to make sure I'm protecting my hearing, so I'm not up in age and need the use of a hearing aid or something like that. So these will become my new workout earphones, and we will see how that works. So again, these weren't necessarily purchased in or around Christmas. These were a few weeks later after I dropped them, but you know, around the same time, so why not unbox them? So those are the gifts that I bought myself for Christmas. Now on to the gifts that other people got me. And that's what's so funny about that is as you get older in age, like especially after like 18 to 21, you might not expect to get gifts anymore. And I definitely don't expect people to get me gifts. So when people give me gifts, it's very heartwarming because it shows how much they care. Even though I tell people like I really don't need gifts because I pretty much have everything that I could need or want. And if I don't, I'll typically buy it myself. But people spending their own hard-earned money to get me a gift is just something that's so heartwarming and cheering and endearing to me. And I absolutely love that for me, and I love the people who bought me these gifts so deeply. So the first thing I will show you is something my best friend Ruby bought me for Christmas. Now, a little bit of backstory on this. So I absolutely love wine. Reds are my favorite, but I also really like whites too, just not a Chardonnay. I hate a buttery Chardonnay. If you give me a Chardonnay, you absolutely hate me and we won't be friends. But I truly love red wine. I have not met a red wine that I don't like. Red wines definitely hate to see me coming. But my best friend Ruby, who I've known since our freshman year of high school, which was 2009. Yikes. We've discovered that we both love wine equally and we love drinking wine together. So for Christmas, when I was thinking of what to get her, I naturally gravitated towards getting her a bottle of wine. And funny enough, I got her a red. Well, she was thinking along the same lines, but she really, she went the extra mile. She went the extra step. She took that idea and ran with it and said, I'm going to do my big one. And the big one she did do. So in line with this whole notion of our love of wine, she actually got me this, which is really so freaking cool. It is a Coach wine carrier, capacity for one bottle. What I really like about it is that, kind of like Coach designs of yore, it has the C's everywhere, but I like how it's, blacked out. It's a little more understated than if, it was a different color, like the classic Coach beige with the dark brown C's. I really like that it's all black. And what's really cool is you have this kind of wax canvas on the front, which is typical Coach, but then you have the leather adornments on the side, and on the bottom and on the strap. What's really cool is on the bottom, you have this leather patch, but it has feet. So if you're sitting it on a table, if you're sitting it on the ground, it's not making contact with those surfaces. So it's a bit more protected, and it'll protect the leather a bit more. Also, this clasp here for the handle is just very nice and very secure with the dual clasp. Absolutely love that. But again, actually, a little bit more about this. So I really love this because it's just so nice and bougie and elegant, and no one truly needs a wine carrier, let alone a designer wine carrier. But if you were to ask my friends, the same adjectives that I use to describe this, they might use to describe me, much to my chagrin, but I absolutely love them. And in the spirit of her going the extra mile and really doing her big one, she not only got me this wine carrier, which I absolutely love, but she also said, what's a wine carrier without a bottle of wine? I absolutely love this girl. So this is a Decoy Cabernet Sauvignon, and as I mentioned, I absolutely love reds, and I've heard good things about this Decoy Cab Sauv, so I'm very excited to try that. So she really went above and beyond in terms of her gift giving, and I love it. And the one thing you'll notice as I'm going through the stories for all of these gifts that I got from my friends and even from my family is that they're very tailored to me, to my personality, to the things that I like. So they're very intentional, and everyone was able to really distill what my interests are and what I like and find me a gift around that. And I just think that's so thoughtful and so deeply considerate that I just absolutely love it. So, Ruby, you the realest and the illest. Absolutely love you. So, my next gift also comes from another one of my best friends and her husband. So this is my best friend Deanna and her husband Amir. I've also known Deanna since high school, but instead of me knowing her since my freshman year, I've known her since my sophomore year, her freshman year. So I've known her since 2010. Also jump scare. So it's been about 15 years that I've known her, and I love her and Amir to death. They have welcomed me into their family. Their son, their first son, Kobe, who's a Lusky, he's a Labrador Husky mix. That is my whole nephew. Love that kid. And their wider families have just been so good to me. Absolutely love them, their parents, their siblings, the whole nine. They've welcomed me, and I can't impart how grateful I am to them for their friendship and for their families for taking me in. So the gifts they gave me, very interesting. So one of them is alcohol, one of them is something else. So as I was thinking of what to get them for Christmas, I was thinking of something that we experienced when we were on a trip recently in Egypt. Amir, Deanna's husband, is Egyptian. I literally call him like my brother from an Egyptian mother. That's my brother for real. We went to Egypt to visit his family and just experience Egyptian culture. But we ended up in one of the resort towns called Sharm el Sheikh, and we were there for a long period of time. And if you know anything about Egypt, it's a Muslim country. They do not partake or indulge in alcohol. So you would be very hard pressed to find alcohol. But in the resort town of Sharm el Sheikh, because they are catering to a clientele that's very European, you have some Americans, you're coming from countries that indulge in alcohol. So the resorts will have alcohol, mainly wine, but they also have like tequila. You might be wondering why I'm doing the air quotes. I'm doing the air quotes because it's not actually wine and or tequila. It's all like ethanol based, and that really messed up my stomach at one point during the trip, but that's a story for another day or possibly never. But we ended up one night at the resort, at the Japanese restaurant on the resort. And we were eating sushi, and we were like, what would go good with this? Sake. So we asked the waiter if they had sake, and he was like, no, but we have wine. And we were like, wine, we'll run it up. Let's do some wine. So of course we did wine with our dinner. But when we came back to the US and I was thinking of what I wanted to get them for Christmas, just sake kept landing in my mind. So I got them this very nice bottle of sake that I got from Total Wine and More. I want to say it's like Gekkakan Hosen. Gekkakan Hosen sake. And I actually bought that brand for one of my clients on the real estate side as a closing gift for a home that we closed on for them in October of 2024. So I knew the sake was good because we actually tried it together and we were like, this is very good. So I'm very thankful to the employee at Total Wine and More for not leading me astray in terms of the sake that I buy. So I got them a bottle of sake, which is really cool because they had remarked that, they had never just had like a bottle of sake in the house, like when they want to drink sake. And we're very big sushi eaters. So I knew that'd be something that they would, get use out of and enjoy. So one of the things they got me, alcohol, on the theme of alcohol, they got me this. So this is Sir Davis whiskey. This is Beyonce's whiskey brand. And I absolutely love this whiskey. So I'm a very big whiskey and bourbon spirit drinker. Actually, any spirit, any libation, I'm a very big fan of. You can call me a lush, you can call me a drunk, but as long as you don't call me an alcoholic, because I don't go to meetings. But absolutely love this whiskey. I actually have about 2 or 3 bottles of this. I know I have one upstairs in my game room, actually. Yeah. So I have one of these in my game room upstairs. But when they were thinking of what to get me for Christmas, they definitely thought about this because they know I absolutely love Beyonce. Beyonce Giselle Knowles-Carter has every single one of my credit card and debit numbers just ready at the wait. So whenever she releases something, she just takes the money. She doesn't ask. So this was a very thoughtful gift for them to give me. A little bit about this whiskey. It is 44% ABV. If you know anything about that, it'll put some hair on your chest. Like, they were in the lab, they was making liquor. This is strong, but it's funny enough, it is very smooth. So if you put it over ice straight up, it's very smooth. It's a good sipper, but it also mixes very well. So you put this in cocktails, it just tastes amazing. And actually on the website, they have a bunch of different cocktails that you can make using this product. I love this whiskey, and the bottle is absolutely amazing. If you are interested in Black-owned whiskey brands, there's also Uncle Nearest, which is very, very good. But yeah, got a bottle of Sir Davis, so thankful to them for that. And then Outside of the whiskey, they got me something else for Christmas. Now, a little bit of backstory on me. I absolutely love cars and I love motor racing, and I'm very big into F1. I was actually very fortunate to get the chance to go to the Mexico City Formula One race in October of 2024. So that was a very surreal experience for me. And my favorite driver is Lewis Hamilton. And unfortunately, I've had to change my allegiance from Mercedes to Ferrari now that he's with Ferrari. But my friends know that I absolutely love Formula One and that I'm a big fan of Lewis Hamilton. So to commemorate his final run with Mercedes, but also just, as a memento of Lewis Hamilton because he is my favorite driver, Amir and Deanna also got me this, which is a little Lewis Hamilton figurine in his Mercedes Formula One car. And it's freaking amazing. I need to figure out a place where I can put this in my room, but I love it. It's just so thoughtful and intentional, and it just shows that my friends know me. So very, very happy with this. So those are the gifts that my friends got me for Christmas. Now there's one more thing that I want to show you guys, and it's actually a gift that my parents got me for Christmas indirectly. And those are the people that I really didn't expect to get a Christmas gift from. Mainly because I'm 29. Like, I just don't expect people to give me gifts at all, let alone my parents. They got me gifts for years leading up to this, so I just didn't expect to be 29 and getting a gift from my parents. But for Christmas, they got me a gift card to one of my favorite brands, my favorite clothing brands. And I was wondering, I was like, how did you guys figure out what to get me for Christmas? Like, what clothing brand to choose from? And they were like, oh, we just, we went through your room and we looked at your tags. And I was like, first of all, not an invasion of privacy. Get out of my room. But, just so happy and appreciative that they were able to figure out what brand I would really like. Because it's not the only brand that I have in my closet, but somehow they knew that I would really enjoy and appreciate the gift card from this brand. So they gave me a $250 gift card to my favorite brand. It's called Buck Mason, which was actually very timely because even before I knew that I was going to get a gift card to there, I had been on the website and I was just looking at what they had, and they had this suede trucker that I really wanted, and it was MSRP $898. But I just really didn't want to buy it for myself. So I was just gonna look at it in awe and an inspiration and never have it in my closet. I was very resigned for that to be my reality. But then my parents told me that they got me the gift card. So I was like, you know what? Let's run it up. Let's go get my jacket. So due to a discrepancy, I didn't actually end up getting the gift card on Christmas Day, which my dad had scheduled it for. So I didn't get it until the day after. So by the time I had actually gotten it, I went back on the website and literally every single size in the jacket that I wanted was gone. So I was literally in distress. So that entire day after Christmas was very chaotic because if you remember from my Sonos story, I was trying to get those on, the $100 off discount. But because I forgot to buy them on Christmas Day and waited till the next day, I almost couldn't find those on the discount. So I was really 0 for 2 at this point. But then I ended up finding the Sonoses at Walmart. Unfortunately, ended up getting that $100 discount. So I was able to buy those for a little bit cheaper. And then on the jacket, I ended up calling my local store. It's in San Francisco. So I called my local Buck Mason and just on the off chance asked them if they had the jacket. And they literally had one size left, and it was a large, and it's the exact size I needed. So I went from being 0 for 2 that day to being 2 up. So yes, we did it. So this is the jacket. Of course, it came in a nice garment bag from Buck Mason. And any of my jackets that are over like $500, I typically put in a garment bag just to protect them because I view them as an investment in my wardrobe and I want to protect them. And $500 for a jacket is not cheap. So I really like to protect them, especially my leathers and my suedes. So I leave them in a garment bag when I'm not wearing them. So this is the jacket. I'm gonna do a little bit of an unwrapping a little bit later, but it is a suede trucker. It'll look black possibly on camera, but it's really a very dark, like navy indigo blue with black leather accents around the collar, and it's leather lined, very smooth, great quality leather. And it's a beautiful jacket, and the silhouette and the way it sits on you when you're wearing it is just really great. So absolutely very happy that I was able to get this jacket. So with tax, because tax in California is like 10%, it ended up coming out to like $970 thereabout, something like that. So just under $1,000. With the gift card that my parents got me for Christmas, I was able to bring that down to like $720, which is what I had to pay myself. Much better than paying $970 out of pocket. Might not sound like it, but to me, it makes all the difference. I love a little bit of a discount. So yeah, absolutely love that jacket. I love all my gifts. Literally, if my parents did not give me that gift card, I would not have gotten that jacket. So just thankful and happy and full from everything in the way that my people poured into me for Christmas. So that's great. So now to do a little bit of an unboxing, I'm probably just going to unbox / unwrap 3 of the gifts. I already did the wine carry-out wine bottle, so I'm probably just going to unbox the Sonos Ace over-the-ear headphones, my Bose Ultra Open Buds, and unwrap my jacket so I can finally throw away the plastic. So let's get into a little bit of an unboxing, unwrapping. All right, so start with the jacket. So again, from Buck Mason, suede trucker. Let's get rid of the plastic finally. And honestly, this is a jacket that I'm probably not going to wear until it's like springtime or something. So nothing that I'm looking to wear right now while it's raining, but I definitely wanted to get it. So this is what it looks like on. And I would not layer it with a sweater like this. The sweater, not sure if I mentioned already, is also Buck Mason, so it's still in the same family, but this is what the jacket looks like. And it's just a very nice, beautiful, dark, deep blue. And blue is my absolute favorite color. I have loved the color blue my entire life. So when I saw it online and I saw this beautiful, rich, deep blue, I was like, I have to have it. And just the way it fits, the way it lays, it's amazing. I love this jacket. I absolutely love everything about this jacket. And I can't wait to actually wear it. So that is the jacket. Now, let's move on to the headphones. Okay, so first we'll start with the Sonos Ace over-the-ear headphones. Okay, so I got them in they're not quite white, but they're basically white color. And again, these will be my travel headphones. So I'm very excited because I do have some cool trips coming up this year. So very excited to try these. So what comes in the box, you have the carrying case for the headphones. Then looking underneath, you have, let's see, there's a USB-C to C cable. There is a wired component. This is USB-C to 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, which is very rare nowadays. You don't get a
I feel like you don't get a lot of audio input options like that anymore. And then you have, paperwork and how to set it up. So that's all well and good. Love Sonos' packaging. It always feels very well reasoned. And honestly, Sonos is kind of like the Apple of the audio system game, I would say. So that's what comes in the box. And the main reason why I really like these is the carrying case. Especially compared to the AirPods Max, you don't, they have this little like pouch kind of bra-like thing, but you don't get a protective carrying case. And this one actually sounds like it's worthwhile in terms of design and construction and will actually keep the headphones safe. So let's open it up. And again, just very nice presentation, very nice packaging. You cannot assail Sonos for the way that they present their products. They always present them very well packaged. And they're just very nice to interact with and touch, even in packaging format. So this is what the case looks like. It has a very nice contrasting kind of sage zipper system. Very cool. Let's open them up. And people have complained about the zipper feel and like it could easily get caught, but on first impressions, I had no issues with it. It actually seemed very good. And this is what it looks like on the inside. Let me take this off. So here you actually have the headphones themselves. And in here you have a little magnetic pouch, which you can keep your USB-C to 3.5 millimeter headphone jack in. And you can also keep the charging cord in there. And again, it's magnetic, so it stays in place. It's not moving, it's not coming off. So that's very good in terms of organization. And in terms of the design of the Sonos Ace, you have this very nice soft headband and these really nice aluminum rails, which really are reminiscent of the AirPods Max. So I feel like you get the best of both worlds in terms of a lighter construction from a bit more, use of plastics and what kind of seemed to be like injection molded plastic, but very high quality grade of plastic. It's a little bit lighter than AirPods Max, so they will sit more comfortably on your head for longer periods of time, but you still have the very high quality touches of the aluminum rails, which aid in durability and overall robustness in the construction. And you have really cool buttons to interact with that actuate many different actions on the headphone. So very excited for those. And I will set those up in the Sonos app later. So all Sonos products you do have to set up using their Sonos app. So I will be doing that later. And now for the Bose Ultra Open earbuds. Now these I'm really excited for because I am so ready to be done with using my AirPods Pro in the gym. They don't do it for me. They don't work. They're not hot. I need something a little bit different. AirPods Pro are good in daily use in terms of like if you're in an office, if you're taking a conference call, if you're taking a quick call on your phone, plugging those in. But in terms of working out for them, I've not enjoyed that at all. But it got the job done since my Beats Powerbeats Pro Gen 1s decided to die on me. So yeah, cool. So let's open these up. And these are actually my first pair of Bose products, I want to say. Nice little graphic of what they look like. And as you see, instead of going into the ear channel, they kind of just rest in that circular part of the ear. So you do get more exposure to ambient noise, as I mentioned, and you're a bit more aware of your surroundings. So let's open this. And here go the Ultra Open earbuds. I got them in a kind of natural tone, kind of to match my iPhone, which is an iPhone 15 Pro Max in natural titanium. So I really like this color. What else comes in the box? Let's see. Move that. You get USB-A to USB-C charging cable for the case, which is very interesting. I wish we would just fully get rid of USB-A. I get that, you know, there's still going to need to be accessories for USB-A connections, but anything new that's coming out, especially in 2025, why do we have a USB-A end? It should just be USB-C to USB-C. But that's neither here nor there. And then you just have some literature to read. Honestly, things that I'm never going to read. So that's fun. And then as you see here, it gives you a little legend on the different, what you can do with this button. It actually does seem like it's capacitive, I want to say, capacitive touch. So you can control different functions, play, pause, skip to next track, rewind, volume up, volume down, turning on your aware ambient noise, and also answering calls as well. There's a QR code that says start here, and I'm guessing that so I can download the Bose app so I can make sure it's set up correctly on my phone. So let's open up the case. This is what it looks like. USB-C on the bottom. And this is what the earbuds actually look like. Really cool, really excited to try these out.
So that is a wrap on the things that I got for Christmas 2024. Walked you through a little bit of an unboxing of my Sonos Ace over-the-ear headphones and my my Bose Ultra Open earbuds, and did an unwrapping of my jacket. These are things that I'm so excited to finally get use of. I literally told myself that I couldn't use either the Sonos's or the Bose products until I did this and recorded this video and got the unboxings on camera for first initial impressions for you guys. So I'm very excited to start using them, especially those Bose. I'm so excited to retire my AirPods Pro as my gym headphones. So that is a wrap for this video. Thank you for watching this far along. If you got this far, please give me a thumbs up in the comments, and hopefully I will see you in the next video. All right, talk soon.